News tonight. Gavins Point Dam is the last line of defense along the Missouri River when it comes to flood mitigation. But how does that work? KTIV's Katie Koppel takes a look at how the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers monitors flood potential. And we also take a look back at some historic floods from the past.
Anyone living here in 2011 remembers the historic flood on the Missouri River. Here at the Gavins Point Dam, you can still see the water line around where that red sign is behind me, right at the bottom. That's how high the water got that year, and it hasn't gotten that high since. The Missouri River flood of 2011 was one for the record books, but how did it happen? During the 2010-2011 winter season, higher than usual amounts of snow fell across a large part of the northern Rocky Mountains and Upper Plains. Come spring, cooler temperatures kept the snowpack around, followed by record-setting rainfall in May and June across areas north of Siouxland. All of that moisture created a disaster downriver, one of the worst floods ever seen in the Missouri River Basin.
In 2011, there's a line on the wall over there that shows what we were discharging, and at that time it was 160,000 cubic feet a second.
To put that into perspective,
the normal average daily discharge out at Gavins Point is 30,000 cubic feet a second.
The flood lasted all summer, with water finally subsiding when the Army Corps reduced releases in September. Then came 2019 and another round of flooding along the Missouri River Basin. January to May, one of the wettest on record for the region. All of that water brought the Missouri River floods of 2019. The floods happened in the spring. With the ground still frozen from the winter months, the water poured into local rivers and streams. And flooded communities looked to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Gavins Point for the reason for the floods. But it's not that simple.
It's not just a Gavins Point decision. It's covering 22% of the United States and then the river to St. Louis, and it's all part of that. And it's a moving water equation.
But Mother Nature plays a part too.
We go into a planning scenario of how many million acre feet of storage we have in all 5 reservoirs. And then they're looking at that now, what's projected to next March and April.
When it comes to floods and trying to prevent them, there are countless factors at play. In 2011, the Missouri River was just inches from reaching the power plant doors. Could we see a flood like that again? I asked Welch.
If it came higher, then one of the things we had to consider is how do we seal that door? Yeah. You know, and will it ever happen again? I don't know. But when the other side of the question is, could it? Yes, it could. Will it? I don't know.
At Gavins Point Dam in Yankton, South Dakota, with Chief Videographer Acacia Phillips. Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
This is just the latest in a series of stories Katie has produced on Gavins Point Dam. Tomorrow night at 10, Katie will dig into the floods from this summer and how Gavins Point played a part in the most recent flood. You can learn more about the dam's history and get a guided tour of this power plant by visiting our website right now at ktiv.com.